the co-convener, End Plateau Killings Now. Chris Iyama joins me on the news at 7 for more on this worrisome development. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to begin with the report that we just took, where our correspondent covered that press conference. And the organizers were talking about conflicting figures released by the army, saying that the actual number is over 91. I want you to speak to us about that, because it would seem as though there is a strained relationship between the army and the community.
Once again, thank you for having me. Absolutely, you rightly mentioned there's a strained relationship with the Nigerian army, and then, of course, in fact, security agencies in general, and then the affected victims and the community. Yesterday, we had to organize a world press conference, and before then, we first identified the victims of these incidents, these attacks. You know, we went to their different communities in Bokos, in Mangu, in Bark, in Ladi to sort them out, and they were willing to testify before the media and the press conference we had yesterday. What the first statement that the spokesperson of the military of the army gave is contradicting with what actually happened. You saw one of the testifiers who said the person on bike was actually not killed, because the army alleged that it was because they killed that person, and that was the reason why the Fulani people attacked the community. It is not true. These people were just attacked unprovoked. We saw the reactions. You saw the other woman who has been crying because her farmlands and means of livelihood have been destroyed. I think that there is need to balance the relationship between the security agencies and the Nigerian people, because what's the business of security agencies? It is to protect lives and properties as enshrined in the 1999 Constitution as amended. In a situation whereby we do not have responses from the security agencies and killings have been going on unabated, is unacceptable, and this is not the kind of country we should find ourselves. How do we continue like this in a situation whereby innocent Nigerians, innocent citizens will sleep, and in the middle of the night, some attackers, terrorists will clamp on them? You saw the report, how many churches were burnt, 22 communities sacked. And as I'm speaking to you now, these terrorists are also close by. They are renaming most of these communities. The army also said that in one of the statements, the army said, okay, that the people affected are already going back to their communities because there is relative peace there. That is not true. We saw one of the testifiers who said, as I'm talking to you now, as I started yesterday, they had over how many persons, hundreds of persons in the IDP camps. They cannot go to their ancestral land. They cannot return to their farm anymore because of this situation. So instead of the armies always, or security agencies always coming out to just give conflicting reports, they need to monitor the situation. Because I can tell you, if we do not trust the security agencies to protect lives and properties of Nigerians, then
Mr. Iyama, first of all, before I take my next question, I just wanted to say that, look, I would rather we stay with if you want to use the word headers or terrorists, that's fine, but not identifying these people by their ethnicity. If that's
fine.
Thank you very much. All right, so let's talk about this. Is it also possible that the army has a different account of what's going on based on the observation of what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely, they do, because you see, sometimes we are forced. We respond to humanitarian situations like this. We have hundreds of our volunteers, residents in these communities, and it is not that we cooked up stories, and that's the reason why we have to bring the victims live on national television, so that the army would also see to find out that what the statement they actually gave before was a wrong narrative. You do understand? And so there is need for the security agencies to partner with those in the communities to bring back relative peace, other than to rush to the media to start giving accounts that may must possibly not be true. So we need to reconcile. The people must trust the security agencies to actually protect them from these terrorist attacks.
I wish we could talk more about this, because some would say, look, the military is doing the best it can. Some would say they are overstretched. But I also wish I could talk to you about the National Security Summit.
Just a moment.
I don't need to leave it there. My time, I'm sorry, I really wish we can. There's a lot to talk about, but my time is up. Thank you so much I'm sure we'll have this conversation over and over again. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much.
co-convener, End Plateau Killings Now, Chrissy Yama. Thank you for talking to us.